Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. Today it's going to be a little bit different. We are reviewing the 4-hour AEW Fyter Fest special that aired this past Wednesday, a week ago. Um, we want to do something a little different, so we decided to do the show. It felt like a special enough show. There's going to be a trilogy of these shows over the next 3 weeks, so we thought, might as well do that, bring out more content for you guys. So, AEW Fyter Fest, this was different.
Yeah, it's basically just a mashup of Collision and
And Dynamite, two
Dynamite.
shows, yeah. We get
But I don't. It's like we review Saturday night main
main
events,
event,
and those are
yeah,
specials. We review all the NXT specials. We do all the TNA specials. Like we haven't ever done an AEW special.
yeah.
Like
We
why did
did
we never
once,
do Blood and
once.
Guts? Did we
We
do Blood
did,
and
we
Guts?
did, we did a Grand Slam once.
Okay, well, we're I think Blood and Guts is coming. So
Yeah, that's coming up as well, so we should do that. But we get an Osprey promo to open. I really like where they're going with this Osprey Swerve and Hangman storyline.
I do, but I have to be the most honest of all honesties. Stop opening every show with a freaking Osprey promo. I don't
Yeah,
want to watch Osprey cut promos.
bruv.
They're so boring.
Yeah, he's not a
Like
good promo. Just let him wrestle.
I want if you want to cut Adam Page and Swerve promos, sure. But every episode for like the last 5 weeks has opened with a Osprey promo, and they're too
Yeah,
long.
yeah. This went 20 minutes.
I mean, I like the storyline, but it's just
Yeah.
like it's too much. The storyline outside of what's happening with Moxley's shit is
hmm
better than the storyline between Moxley and Hangman.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But our opening match is John Moxley versus Mark Briscoe, non-title match. First thing I put down, Wheeler Yuta has some luscious hair.
Yeah, yeah. And a really weird beard.
Yeah,
Um,
he reminds me. Remember in Bill and Ted's, there was a guy that played Genghis Khan.
yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
with that kind of beard.
Yeah, I accept that. I accept
Go
that
watch
big
Bill
time.
and Ted's. That's
I
a great.
accept this.
Yeah,
And yeah, you look like Napoleon Bonaparte.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Anyways, it was a good match. I mean,
yeah.
another thing that I'm tired of is Mark Briscoe matches. He's a
Yes,
way overexposed. He's the new version of Will Orange Cassidy on
yes.
AEW. It's just
Which
every
I
week
haven't
there's a
seen
match.
in a long time now.
Yeah, because people needed a friggin' break. He wrestled every week for like 3 years.
Yeah. But I mean, later in the show, we do get our Roppongi Vice, another appearance by Roppongi, so I'm happy about that.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I think at the next event there has to be either Darby Allin or Orange Cassidy have to come out. Like one of them has to
yeah.
show up.
But where do you fit him in this? That's the
They're
thing.
both so ingrained in this storyline that you can't not have them come back during the championship match.
Yeah,
I like you know what I mean? Like if you're gonna have a run out to save them, you could have Swerve and Will Ospreay come out, and then it's too many people. Maybe Pac comes back and now it's too many people, and then
yeah.
okay, so now you have because they have Gabe
Pac's hurt
Kidd,
again,
right?
right?
Yeah. And then okay, then you have Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin come back.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. But yeah, this, like you said, they're overexposed.
Was a good match actually.
Yeah, it was a really good match. One of Moxley's better matches in AEW.
At least since this thing that's
Yeah,
happening.
since he won the belt. But Mox wins. Then me Monet comes out. We get a Monet segment on commentary. She brings a steak and a glass of wine, and I don't know. I don't what is Monet's character right now?
I don't know, and it is whatever.
Yeah. But this leads into the match of Timeless Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa against Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Is this Monet not taking Tony Storm seriously?
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's
Because we know
they're
Monet's winning. I'm
they're
sorry to say that, but we know she's winning.
I don't think she's winning.
I do.
I think she loses. Are you ready? Okay, good. This is good. We don't even need to do a state.
Okay.
I think she's gonna lose, and in that loss is gonna go on a massive losing streak where all of her belts get dropped, and then she's gonna come back and win the world title. She's gonna go. Her storyline is gonna be a comeback from I lost everything and now I'm gonna be the champion.
That would be a great storyline, but would you trust AEW to do that?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that would
Um,
be a great storyline. What
there's no
AEW
way
is,
she's gonna have all the belts. They won't.
yes,
They're
that's
not gonna do
exactly.
that. You're crazy.
Okay, we'll come back in a month's time after All In,
All right.
and we'll
She already
reevaluate.
lost one belt.
She's lost one belt, but the fact the fact of the matter is, I think what they're trying to do, Tony Khan is a little crazy, okay? And he has one of the quote unquote four horsewomen. So he wants to prove that she is the best out of all of them. So he's just going to give her all the belts.
But she's not the best.
She isn't, but Tony Khan wants to make people think that she is.
Khan!
Yeah,
Is that
that's
good?
my thought. But Tony Storm and Mina get the win in this match. It was a decent match.
Yeah, twas whatever it was.
Yeah. Um, I like at the end, Tony Storm grabs Monet's steak and just like raw dogs it.
You know what? Actually, it was a pretty good match.
It was.
I'm glad that Julia is back.
Hmm.
Julia Hart. She's finally looks like she's at 100%.
Yeah.
And Sky Blue, it did improve.
Yes. And soon they'll add a third member in J and Cora Jade.
I hope not. I really hope not.
But so after that, we get a promo by the Hurt Syndicate. Really good promo. I really enjoyed it.
Everything they do is good.
Yeah. Then we get like Speedball and all those guys come out, the international superstars, whatever you want to call them, and we get French cursing. We get
They're called
Tabernac,
they're called Jet Speed Commander,
Jet Speed Commander. Yes.
which is actually a really good name. I
Yeah.
hate that it's good.
Yeah. But
Um,
we do get a Tabernac.
Tabernac.
Yeah.
Only Canadian French word.
Yes. Only Canadian French. I don't think anybody, unless you're French Canadian who watched AEW, got that one.
Or Canadian people would know what it means.
Yeah.
And maybe not in Alberta. Um, but it,
Manitoba. Maybe in Manitoba they won't
maybe
get it.
Manitoba. They cut this promo, and
Yeah. Really good promo.
it was nice. It was cute, and then
Yeah.
it goes into a match,
Exactly. But it's not against the Hurt Syndicate. It's against the LFI.
and this was an amazing match.
It was. There was a spot that I had to put down that I taught was how is all three of the guys are holding Mike Bailey in like a chain, and they just toss all three of them toss him over the.
If you're gonna do, I'm glad. First of all, I'm glad to see how the strength of the trios division is building again back
Mhm.
to where it was at that one point when they first like introduced the belts.
Yeah.
But AEW has a fetish like WWE does for tag teams of just slapping random people together and then breaking them up. Just
Yeah.
they don't there's no reason for them to ever break up. Just keep Jet Speed Commander as let them do their solo things, and
Yeah.
whenever they need to be a trio, you just put them back together.
Yeah.
Like they don't need to be a walk around together group all the time. That's where they screwed up
Yeah.
with the Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe group. The
Yeah.
conglomerate was they
The
just
congl-
forced them to always be together. They didn't
yeah.
need to always be together.
That's the whole purpose of it, right? Just we when we need you, you're there.
Yeah, it was weird, right?
Yeah.
Well,
But
anyway,
this was an excellent match. We do get I think Commander gets the pin on this one, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And then the Hurt Syndicate come back out, do a beatdown, and it's gonna set up a match for I think is it Mexico or is it next week? Summer Blockbuster next week. They're gonna
yeah.
do a Hurt.
And I think the plan here is to give the trios belts to the Hurt Syndicate.
So they're gonna have the tag and the trios?
Or if yeah, I think so because I think the MJF's never won the trio belt, right?
No, but like how are you gonna do that with no Pac?
They don't have the belts anymore.
No? Oh yeah, they don't.
It's Samoa Joe's group, whatever they're
Yeah, yeah,
called, the
the
Hobbs.
ops. Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Which I think there's turmoil there, right? Because Hook
Hook.
is mad that they gave Hobbs the shot
The,
instead of letting him get the belt.
yeah.
So I
Which I
think
like it.
he'll interfere with the match or something.
Yeah. With that, we get a Christian Cage promo about how, oh, you did great in the Super Juniors, but you didn't win, and now it's going to cost you. I think this is setting up a Nick Wayne babyface push.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. But it sets up a four-way match for the second half of Fyter Fest, the collision portion. So we're
Or
gonna get
hold on. Or Luchasaurus comes back and the group becomes Kip Sabian, Nick Wayne, and Luchasaurus, and Christian gets kicked out, and that's how you turn Christian babyface to team up with Edge.
Edge. Okay. And have them take on the Hurt Syndicate?
No, nobody's taking on the Hurt Syndicate.
But Edge and Christian against FTR.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll take that.
In a
So,
ladder match.
oh, so with that, we get a Max Caster promo. And he sets up his challenge. Everybody knows. Is that the white peach one?
No,
Oh,
just watermelon. If for anyone who doesn't know, Max Caster is the best wrestler alive.
yes.
Okay, as long as
Yeah.
everybody knows.
Yeah. But so who answers his call? It's Powerhouse Hobbs, and we get a 47-second squash match.
Rightfully so.
Yes, which is fine. I don't and right after that we go into our main event. It's a fatal four-way match for the AEW International Championship. Kenny Omega versus Brody King versus Claudio Castagnoli versus Mascarada Dorada. As soon as this match started, I know exactly who was taking the pin.
I had to so like this match set me on a spiral where I stopped the match while Kenny was coming out. And I may or may not have watched all four Kenny and Okada matches before I came back and finished this. But like I got out of control. I just get so hyped that
At the My mouth salivates at the
that this
prospect.
Kenny exists. Like
Hmm.
he everything he's ever done is the greatest thing of all time, and people who are unwilling to recognize that are just insane.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
he's Bret Hart. Like you can put him in the ring with
He is this
whoever you
generation
want,
exactly. He is this generation's Bret Hart, except he's a little bit more appreciated in the wrestling
and
community.
he's not an asshole.
Yeah. But he hates Goldberg. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Rightfully, he should.
Yeah.
Everyone should except Putty.
But yeah,
Yeah,
this was
this match
excellent.
was oh yeah, this match was great.
Yeah. And we do get some great spots here. We do get there was one where's that spot? Oh, Brody, he got busted open by that headbutt. And you could tell it was busted hard way because he was bleeding right above the
Yeah,
orbital bone. That was
that
all
just there was a lot of really good stuff in this match. It just flowed together really well, and it probably shouldn't have been as smooth as it was.
like even going back to what I was saying, like with Mascarada Dorada, I knew he was there to take the pin, but he kept his own in this match. It's
He
not
was
like,
great. He was
yeah,
better than like I think the worst person in this
it was
match, and he was
Claudio.
still good was Claudio. Yeah,
Yeah, agreed.
Claudio just Claudio has peaked, and there's nothing left. There's nowhere left for him to go. Is the
Yeah,
problem.
he's won his ROH World Championship, and that's it.
And he hasn't every match for him now is starting to melt into that every match is the same situation where it's
Yeah,
like he's not doing anything new. The
couple
matches
power
aren't getting
moves, the
yeah,
European uppercuts, the swing.
you'll give me 3.5 star match every single time you wrestle, and that's what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, but as we knew what was going to happen, Kenny Omega does win this match, and right after the match, we get the Rainmaker come out. We are setting up Kenny versus Okada, winner takes all. Even though they don't announce it, we knew it was coming. They announce it at the end of the show, but we're getting a winner take all. So does the International and the Continental Championship become the Intercontinental Championship?
I mean, I think that they're gonna do that. I feel like they're gonna merge the belts, whatever you call it, unify the belts.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's gonna be called that. It's just gonna be unified, and then the tournament will still happen, but it won't be for a belt. You'll get a shot at like the
At
international belt.
at the International belt, yeah. And Eddie Kingston's gonna come back and win it.
What you could have at any point here with this John Moxley storyline, you could have brought Eddie Kingston back, and I wouldn't have been
I don't
upset
think
about
he's
it.
recovered yet.
It would have made sense, so I wouldn't have been mad. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. I
But
don't need him to ever come back. Let's be
so
honest.
at this point, Dynamite goes off the air and we get right back into Collision. So the reason why they're doing these 4-hour special shows is because they're going up against the NBA and the NHL playoffs. So Wednesday night was a night where there wasn't any playoff games, so they did everything on the Wednesday night.
So here's a fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday night there was a game. The NHL game was on Wednesday night.
Yes.
Do you know what night there is no game on this week or
Saturday night,
next week? Is Saturday night. There's no
which is
basketball
odd.
or hockey.
Which is odd for hockey. Usually hockey and Saturday night
But
go
for
hand in hand.
some reason, AEW was like, no, Wednesday. I would have
Once,
had a 4 hour special sat 3 Saturday nights in a row.
yeah, Saturday night main event. But second half of the show kicks off with Will Ospreay and Leo Rush. Uh, I mean, they're
It was a
both
good
good.
match, but I didn't care.
Yeah, that's exactly what I put here. I put this match has no stakes to it. What's the point of this?
When you've already watched like 4 good matches in a row or 5, whatever we watched
Yeah,
already, and Dynamite was a pretty strong episode of Dynamite.
yeah.
To get here to watch this match that literally has no stakes, nothing was kind of like, oh,
I
well,
think
okay,
I think Will Ospreay in the opening time slot for Collision is trying to get ratings.
which is fair enough.
Yeah.
It's not like the match was bad. It's just
No.
you're coming off such a high that you get here and you're just like, I don't know why I'm watching this.
Yeah.
Your storyline is, I'm Leo Rush, I want to fight you, and he's like,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
You got it, bruv.
You got it, governor.
But Osprey wins. I mean, it is what it is, but we are getting Osprey Swerve 2 at the next is it Summer Blockbuster? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Blockbuster Video.
that's a good name. Strong
But
name.
with that, we are going into our next match. FTR against Templario and Atlantis Jr. I really like the pairing with Stokely with these guys.
I didn't at first, but it's working.
It's getting me. It is getting me. I really enjoy the pairing. This is what we were saying in the last episode. Templario, New Japan Strong Tag Team Champion with TJP. You have a working relationship with New Japan. Why does this not exist to them?
Why did they not mention it at all?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It didn't even exist. You bring out like a can't walk Tanahashi and a no neck Ishii, even though we love Ishii last week on the pay-per-view, but don't even make mention. They just said these are CMLL superstars. Not saying about anything about Templario being United Empire, even though they mentioned United Empire before. Like,
At the end of the day, these are your friends, and I don't know what to tell you.
well, going back to the last half of the show, Taz does knock on Mike Bailey for not wearing shoes.
Good. It's
Even
about
Taz
time.
doesn't like no shoes because Taz did it for a while and he said, "I hated it. I'll never do it again."
Yeah, you could hurt your foot. That's what
But
he's supposed to
I
say.
mean,
I
FTR.
digress.
I digress. This was a really good match, though. I really enjoyed it. That's the only thing I put. Like, I put FTR win by shenanigans, which they did. But for a team that is supposed to be no flippy dippy stuff, they really worked well with the luchadors.
Yeah, it was an excellent match.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. That's a great. But with that, we get the Don Callis family members, Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, and their new member, Hechicero.
I
This,
like that they're growing.
yes, um, against Bandito and Los Outrunners.
Yeah, you want to know something? I walked away for the intros, and when I came back, I'm like, who the fuck are those guys? I'm like, they look like the Outrunners, and then it was. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, and it was a pretty good match.
Yeah,
The Outrunners really understand what they're supposed to do because they can only give you like a
their enhancement,
2.9 star match.
their enhancement talent to
Yeah.
put over your big stars.
They can only give you that so much. So you need
Yeah,
to make sure that everyone else is doing what they're supposed to do because they will give you that every time. Like they're
yeah,
really consistently like we're gonna give you effort,
yeah. We'll put the effort
maximum
in.
effort.
And when you team them up with like Bandito, it's
Yeah, Bandito's really good, man.
is
Like
this
everybody knows that.
pushing one of these guys for a ROH push against Bandito? Maybe Hechicero?
Maybe Kyle Fletcher.
They got to do something with Fletcher. Yeah.
Maybe they let Takeshita win it.
Okay. Unless Takeshita leaves the group, goes on his own, and he's the one who beats Mox.
No.
But that'll ruin the story.
Yeah, and he also that they would never do that.
Yeah. But this was an excellent match with the Callis family winning. I really like I didn't realize how big Hechicero actually is.
Like size or famous?
Size wise, he's a big dude. But yeah. So with that, we get a four-way match with Nick Wayne defending the ROH Television Championship against Sammy Guevara, AR Fox, and Lee Johnson.
Yeah, this was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Nick Wayne is really starting to improve, like really improve.
I think he always had the baseline talent. It was just unpolished. And he seemed like he was always nervous in his matches. Where
Yeah.
like Billy Starks, yeah, Billy Starks. Why did I
Mhm.
think I said her name wrong? Billy Starks is just she was always just super
Naturally
confident in the
talented.
ring.
Yeah.
She had no problem just like you could put her with anybody and she'll do the match. Where Nick Wayne
Yeah.
always seemed like he was like really tense and like with like little hiccups here and there.
Yeah.
He's very
I think he's
getting to
really
Japan
coming.
probably smooths you out because you probably catch a beating.
But not only that, when you have someone like Christian Cage taking you under his wing, like breaking kayfabe here, like, yes, I get it. They're trying to tell a story about Nick Wayne not trusting Christian anymore, but Christian is really taking a liking behind the scenes to Nick Wayne, and he really wants to polish him, and he really wants to watch him succeed. Like, he really
Which as
cares,
it's the best thing that AEW does is taking their young guys and pairing them with a veteran to
kind of like what they
learn.
did with Darby and Sting. The
Yeah, they did it
best
with
Darby,
everybody. They
yeah.
literally did it with everybody. MJF with Jericho at the
Hmm.
start, right? You basically did it. Sammy Guevara's been with somebody the entire
Gold
time.
Dust now, yeah.
And who else was there? Who am I missing? Jungle Boy has
Hmm.
was passed around through all the names of big guys to like
Yeah.
learn little things. Like they've been doing that. Ricky Starks, like they've always had their
Yeah.
guys with somebody else.
Yeah, and that's what they're best at. But Nick Wayne does retain. It was a really good match. Like, not much can be said about it. It's a typical collision slash dynamite match.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
So with that, after we get our in-ring debut of Tekla.
I it okay. The match was actually decent. What match there was, like Lady Frost shouldn't have got demolished. Lady Frost just had a world title match against Tony Storm and then
Yeah,
got beat by Tekla in like a minute.
yeah,
Like there should have been some kind of match here.
yeah. What is this the segment where Tay Mello returns?
No.
Tay Mello was earlier in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Tay Mello comes back. Don't
care.
I don't care. I don't think she should. They should have brought her back. I get what they're doing here.
Yeah, because we're getting Tay J back.
Because yeah, they needed to build a team, which means they're gonna have a trio now, which
Hmm.
means you need to have a third person on the other team. So
On
I
the
don't know
Megan
who.
Bain team. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's right. There was the Megan Bain promo with Penelope Ford.
yeah, Penelope exactly. So I
And
don't
see,
know who you get.
that's where Tekla would have fit in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like,
Yeah.
what are they gonna do now? Bring back the bunny? Like,
Yeah, no, she ain't coming back. Yeah, but Tekla, it wasn't a squash. Like, I mean, Frost got a little bit of offense in, but 2 minutes, like that's all it was. And Tekla, like as good as Tekla is, like
holy shit, they're gonna bring back the bunny.
they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, Jesus. Well, we'll talk about something that happens on tomorrow on Against All Odds. Someone returns that I thought was never coming back.
I don't know what you're talking about. So let's not talk about it.
Let's not talk about it. So if you want to know what we're talking about, tune in tomorrow for that. So our main event of the night, we are getting the Paragon and Daniel Garcia against other Callis family members, as Santino calls them, Josh Alessandro, Lance Archer, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero. So Beretta now is also officially part of the.
Yeah, Brett already was. He just got
Yeah.
injured. That's why you don't remember it.
Oh.
Um, not okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say bad, but easily the worst.
This should
Like,
not have been the main event.
yeah, this was probably the worst match of the night.
When you have the trios should have been the main event.
Yeah, this just felt so disjointed and like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch Collision, so I don't know why this is happening. Like I'm
Yeah.
very just kind of confused by the whole situation, and then the match was kind of just like a big clusterfuck.
Yeah, basically. Basically
Rocky
it was.
Romero at one point climbs the ropes. to
Yeah.
jump, then realizes that Adam Cole's not ready because he's facing the wrong
Hmm.
way. Then
So he
just
climbs
stands
down.
there and waits. He starts coming down, then he climbs back up, and then he jumps to nothing and lands on
Yeah.
his feet and then gets super kicked.
It's this was a build up to a fart, basically. Like it was such a great build up of a show.
And like generally as a match, it wasn't that bad. It's just
No.
like you had a pretty good night. Like this was
Yeah.
a surprising, very
Solid
little
4 hours. Yeah.
for AEW TV, not a pay-per-view. That's like a difficult task.
Yeah, especially for 4 hours. Like you got twice the amount of matches that WWE does on a 3 hour Raw.
You got more matches than a pay-per-view.
You got, was it 6 and 5? Yeah, you got 11 matches. It's essentially a pay-per-view. Yeah.
That's
With
why I was
no,
excited to review these three because I figured we're
yeah,
getting three TV pay-per-views.
basically, yeah. It's kind of like the old days of like Clash of Champions that WCW used to have
Yeah,
type of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or Saturday main event.
Yeah. TV specials, basically. Yeah. So, the Paragon do end up winning, which makes absolutely no sense to me.
I really hate that group. Not I. You know what? I just don't like Adam Cole.
Yeah.
He's got to go.
Yeah. Adam Cole, like, I don't know. He's too many injuries. I think he's lost a step.
I don't. He's one of those people which like I say this a lot and like I just feel like I'm bullying you. He's one of those people that falls
Like
into the
Johnny Gargano.
Gargano camp of like I just don't understand why anybody ever liked this person. What is there? He's not good at cutting promos. His character sucks. He's a little shrimp and he's not great in the ring. And his best matches, he's are very slow paced technical
Yeah.
matches where he's not as good as a person like Brian Danielson or Zack Sabre Jr. So why do I want to watch this?
Yeah. Like in an ROH, it was fine. Like he worked in ROH because it's not as big a company when he was originally in ROH. Even in NXT when he had the Undisputed Kingdom, it worked a little bit because again, big fish, small pond,
Yeah.
right?
He's
But in
also like the least conditioned wrestler we've seen in like a long
yeah, for
time.
someone who's that skinny, he's kind of flabby.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He doesn't there's not a muscle on his body.
Yeah, it's very true. I
When
just
he takes
noticed
off the knee pads, it's scary how tiny his legs
his
are.
his knees are, yeah, they're like little chicken legs, almost like your buddy there, Pete Dunne.
Oh, that's not. Pete Dunne has lady legs.
Yeah. From behind, you think it's a woman in a swimsuit.
She's a pretty hot woman though.
But I don't know. Should we score this show?
I mean, we'll score it, but we're I think from now on, our scores for TV specials will not factor into
Our end
rankings
of
of
years,
things.
yeah,
So main event, anything from TNA that's a TV special now has been doesn't count.
relegated. Yeah,
We can give it a score. I would give it an 8.
I gave it a 7.6.
Yeah. I think to get this much 4 hours of AEW TV to work out this well to me is crazy because usually I can't even sit through an episode of Collision.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard sometimes. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow, our fourth and final review of the week. We are covering TNA's TV special, TNA Plus, whatever you want to call it, against all odds. So take a look at me now, tomorrow, on this channel. Tune in. And with that out of the way, in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.